Hello everyone, this is Evan, and welcome to Space Engineers. Today I'm going to be showing off my Heavy Destroyer. It's a small block build, so it's not too enormous, but it's on the larger side of small block creations. So there's that. There's a crap ton of engines, so it can go at relatively decent speed. A lot of this is heavy armor though, so it's a little bit more durable, trying to make up for the fact that it's mostly small grid. And the reason that the front section here is so big is because it's got a railgun. So that's the railgun from, I don't remember what the name of the mod is, but anyway, it's a modded railgun that is a large block only thing. But I can fit it in there with some rotors and ingenuity. It's got a relatively decent regular armament of a couple missile turrets, some Gatling guns. It's got two of these flare launchers, so they sort of just if I hit that, they fly off, and those have got decoys on them, so they can attract enemy fire. And so I can keep on sending those in front of me, and it'll keep any enemy properly occupied. In addition, it's got quite a few rocket launchers up in the front here. So all along this sort of hood area, it's got launchers, except for that's, oops. Yeah, so I accidentally crashed this particular ship when I had saved it. And I ran it into something, and I didn't remember to repair all of it. It's fine now, but anyway, let's get a target to shoot at so that we have something comparable. Let's just use my space station. Might do a video on this in the future, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just nice to have, because space station. Let's have it like that. And, let's close the doors. Actually, no, it'd probably be a better penetration test for the railgun to see if it could go through the whole wall with the doors intact. Or through the door and the wall and all that. This is quite a powerful railgun. And did that break again? This thing's a bit finicky because it keeps on deciding to break all of the things that are around it, especially cameras for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but it like always breaks the camera if I put a camera on. There we go. And then grabbing a camera. Yeah, maybe that won't break this time. Probably will, but what can I do? Camera 3, because this is the third time this has happened already. Anyway, so you've got this relatively decent sight, and of course at closer ranges up to like, I think, does it go out to 1,000, or is the dot just so small you can't see it? Anyhow, there's a dot where the cannon actually is. So I'm going to hit this side of the station with a rocket barrage. And you can see that's a lot of rockets, and it did a lot of damage too. Because that's just like 20 rockets or something. But yeah, it just chewed up this wall pretty bad. The rockets do sometimes run into each other, which has been a problem in the past. So if you're firing at like more than, I don't know, if you're firing at longer ranges, basically it's going to be a problem. Just because the rockets might run into each other. Yeah, like let's just launch another salvo. Yeah, you can see it just did enormous damage, just ripped through the back wall. And that's really just when you put that many rockets in one place, it's the only thing that can really happen. So let's use the railgun here. And you can see it really tanks this thing's energy production. But it's also, it sort of is a testament to how good this thing's energy production is in the first place. Because mind you, this is a small grid, and it's firing a large grid railgun, which usually takes quite a bit of power out of any system, let alone a small grid. So that shot absolutely ate through the wall. Did it go up? Looks like it just destroyed all of that. And oh, and it tore out here. It continued on all the way, I'm assuming, out of the ship. But anyway, it's a very powerful railgun. I think it can penetrate up to 2 layers of heavy armor. Actually, I should probably just test that right now. It might be recharged by this time. Because the deck of the station is made of heavy armor, so I should just be able to hit that. Or maybe I'll hit this this spot right here. Yeah. So we can get a nice penetration test. And yeah, so it does 2 heavy armor blocks, and it just like evenly, just like that. So it would poke a hole, but it wouldn't go past. But if it's just 1 heavy armor block, it can go right through it and damage modules on the other side. So, and this thing is it's also relatively fast, although it's a lot slower than I would like. But considering that it's propelling, you can see the weight for yourself down there, it's propelling a whole lot of heavy armor and other equipment and a lot of reactors for the railgun. And it's also got pretty good maneuverability, especially considering the fact that it's got a large block grid inside, which usually tends to cause a lot of problems on the maneuverability end of things. But yeah, so this ship is aesthetically, it's partially inspired by some of the UNSC Halo ships. So like the frigates and the destroyers in the Halo universe. And I really like how they look and sort of the design philosophy and having all that, you know, the railgun and all that. And it's sort of, you can see the inspiration. But yeah, so yeah, I wasn't going to reach it, but this has been the Heavy Destroyer, a proud part of the KMC fleet.